Hi, this is Dave Tribbett, owner of V3 Connect, and I'm here with James Bradshaw, owner of Bradshaw Coaching. And we're just doing a quick video to let everybody know what it is that James offers to businesses and their employees in the Rogue Valley and in Southern Oregon. And we actually met how long ago now? Like about 7, 8 months ago. Has it been that long now?
I would say coming up on a year, sometime May, June, probably.
Yeah, time flies, right?
It really does.
One thing I would mention, which is kind of interesting with all of this chaos with COVID, is when you and I were talking, we were talking about like at 5 years, 8 years, and 10 years. And we were talking about like home based education or online based education. We were talking about decentralized workforce and a lot of different things in that space.
Hmm.
And what I could not have, or either of us could not have anticipated, that not only is COVID uh, 19 a horrible virus, very contagious and impacting on global scope, is that it's also an accelerant, right?
Hmm.
What does that look like for you?
For me, it's really pivoting to learning how to do this online and creating almost kind of a culture of how to do coaching and how to do counseling online through telehealth means versus, hey, come to my office, we'll have a talk, I bring some coffee, and we can sit down and talk about your needs and how I can meet that. And now it, it's almost taking that same, trying to make that connection, except doing it via Zoom or any other means.
I think a lot of people are really having to rethink the way that you actually do things. That's a great point. And uh, and I think the things that you deliver for businesses and their employees is so critically needed. I mean, massively needed before, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really critical, I think, to the survival of a lot of businesses and the also the mental health of the organization, because a lot of these shifts are taking place in a situation like right now that's so stressful. What kind of things can you help a business with?
Definitely. So I come from a mental health background, as you know, Dave, and some of you don't know. And through that, I've learned to ask questions. I learned to really dive in and dissect the way people view themselves, view the situation, view different aspects of pretty much everything. And so, coming from that angle, my first thing to do with people is just really sit down and ask them what's going on, how can I help them, help their business really to be one that's going to grow. And so my goal is to get in there and ask the hard questions. I like to find the strengths to the people who are pouring into the business, as well as the people who are kind of toxic to that business. And then really check the pulse. What's their view of the leadership? Because their view of the leadership impacts their productivity. If they don't feel supported, if they don't feel like nobody cares for them, then they're really not going to pour into that business. They don't have a reason to.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they probably feel better off getting fired and getting unemployment than they do staying there.
Yeah.
And how are you supposed to attract talent if that's the culture you have? But if you have a reason, if they have a reason to stay beyond money, they'll stay.
So, what are some of those things that you can work with an organization on to help them build those other pieces of what it would truly be to have a good internal culture of their organization?
Great question. So it's fostering an ecosystem that brings value to the reason why they show up. So the job, people feel valued when they feel like they're contributing to something. helping people build an ecosystem that fosters problem solving within the community. So saying there's issues within staff. It's kind of like, okay, what do you guys think? How can we inspire? How can we address some of the systems at play to make this run smoother for you? A simple question like that empowers the employees to feel like they're contributing to the business as a large. Sometimes you have to challenge people to think outside of the box in order to accomplish what they want. I believe that most people want what's best for not just them, but for everybody. But sometimes they get so focused on what they do that they often forget that maybe there's somebody there that can do it better, and to partner with that person in a different role. If you're the CEO or the owner and you're trying to manage these people by yourself, because there's somebody within those people that actually has leadership, even though they don't have the title. And then empowering them and working with those people to make up for your weakness, really. I worked with one owner and he actually surprised me because, without even talking to him, he went out and he was looking for an assistant that had the exact opposite talents that he did. So he's a big-minded person.
So you're talking about rounding out the team with other individuals that may have strengths where you don't have those same strengths. So you're rounding out your team and stuff as far as that goes. Now there's some individuals or organizations that believe that turnover is normal and it's just part of training and so on and so forth, but really crunching the numbers, it can be extremely costly to an organization over a period of time. And there's just a lot of imbalance in that, right?
Absolutely.
So having high turnover and
let's say you have a really solid company. Your retention rate should be in the 80s and 90s.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, meaning you lose people because either A, they're not a good fit, or B, they get sick and they have to quit for whatever reason. Some people, women,
retire.
will often quit their job to become mothers, retire.
What are some like bullet point services and stuff like that you typically would offer to a company who is having some of the issues that we're talking about?
So one of the things I'm actually offering people, and this is new because of everything happening, is I am offering my services as a counselor to go in and do confidential counseling with your employees.
Wow.
And I come in, no questions needed. I can work with that person outside of the office, just being able to help your employees to feel more secure with everything going on. The other, as far as business wise, I'm happy and willing to assess the company culture, and from there, what I look for is the themes within that. Going, okay, so these are the things that your employees are saying about your business, and so working with the leadership to either I can address those things in collaboration with the leadership. Actually, what I prefer to do is empower the leaders to have a role in this, because what it does is it empowers the organization. So then when the leaders are just facing forward, everything's being handled behind them. They don't have to do everybody's job. And what this does is it makes companies more profitable. It makes them, in times where we have these organizations coming in from outside this community, from the US, these major corporations coming in, it makes your job more valuable than just going down the street and making a little bit more money, because that's a big company. Because people want to feel valued.
Yeah.
And they'll take a pay cut if they feel valued. And so what that does in addition to it, people are productive, people are more creative in their problem solving, people give more. Let's be honest. If I believe in the business, I'm going to do much more for that business and that leader than I would otherwise.
So counseling for the
Mm-hmm.
organization. What other types of services?
Assessing the needs, the strengths, the culture, addressing those by interventions, whether that's creating a different structure. One of the things that I doing a lot of research about is this concept of flow state, which is how many people do they need an office? Do they need a lot of leadership? Or can you create a system where people know their role and they just get in it and they just do their job? And you don't have to have this huge system at play. People can just work wherever they need to and get things done. I do education things with Dave here all the time. We're trying to empower people and trying to empower the community by developing individuals and each other, really.
I know also you're about to launch some things for social value add on social platforms and things, and I know you have a site in development. And it's been great, getting to know you and work with you because of how much you actually care for the community, care about the businesses, care about the owners and employees.
You're right. I've been in the business of helping people for the last 6 years, and you know, being a part of this community means helping the community in this way. So thank you.
And so you're part of course, my B2B referral platform, V3 Connect. And what value have you found in V3 and the things that we're working on for the community? And I don't know if you want to share any thoughts of a Perks member on the platform.
Because Dave is out there doing this, engaging the community, it means I don't have to do some of the things I can't do. I can't be everywhere at once. I can't be, you go to so many coffee shops and engaging with the community at so many different levels.
Before COVID, but online now, but yeah.
But that frees me up to focus
Not breaking
on,
any rules, I'm just saying.
yeah. But that frees me up to do my job well.
Yeah.
So I don't have to market and try to work with these organizations and people. I can just focus on those things. I'm always trying to focus on marketing, but I'm not having to work 120 hours a week, because having you as an organization where your goal is to connect businesses with their needs. And one of the needs that I fulfill as business coaching is you can do some of that. You do that already. And so that part has been awesome. Another part of it is just having a relationship with you and a lot of the V3 Connect people, where we can refer to each other and talk to each other, and it's actually been fun.
Yeah, and you've used the services of other V3 Connect members, so you kind of get a good idea of the caliber of individuals, because it is a whole vetting process, and yeah, you do have to be background checked and everything, but it's really important because you want to know who you're dealing with. I want to know who I'm dealing with. I'm sure the people that I would refer to you would want to know as well. And there's a lot of marketing options far beyond, networking. There's the V3 newsletter, resharing as soon as you get the social online, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the marketing content. And also, it's been a pleasure doing some kind of business coaching sessions and stuff like that with you to help grow your organization and do some different strategy things there, which I do for everybody. But it just lets me get a better feel for who it is I'm dealing with, who it is I'm referring business to. There's a real trust there. There has to be a trust, because anytime an individual from a person to person standpoint, you always want to know that who you're referring is going to deliver. It's not going to be
Mm-hmm.
something where you lose face or compromises a relationship. So we are looking for, high caliber people such as yourself, and it's been great. So